Welcome back to our channel, and today we are working on a Nintendo Switch Lite. This has a charging port issue. The customer brought this in earlier today, and he did state that there is a issue with the charging, and he's speculating possible water. So I've already looked underneath the microscope and I found corrosion. Let's take a look. So as you can tell, corrosion is way back there. It's that blue fuzzy look to the charging port. Now, one may say we can clean this, but we're just going to replace the entire port just to be safe. Water damage is unpredictable. So let's start disassembling this. This back shell is in a very bad condition. This needs to be replaced at one point. Look, it's nasty stuff from this switch. Of course, kids own these switches, so they're not as careful. Let's not forget to unplug this battery. Battery is unplugged. And now let's take out this fan. Let's take out the game card reader along with the microphone. Pop the antennas. 1, 2. Let's remove that. Let's take a closer look at that charging port before we remove it. We can tell already there is smudge or whatever this is right here, that black stuff. So it's likely from the liquid damage. You can also tell liquid damage on the SD card reader. Okay, and now let's remove the motherboard. Pop off the speaker. Now that we have this removed, we're going to replace this charging port with a brand new one. Let's get underneath the microscope. Alright, so here is the charging port. Look at all this gunk. So since there is a plastic component right here, I'm going to go ahead and use heat from the bottom. But before I do that, I'm going to add some low melt solder on the joints. We'll start off with some flux. So currently I'm mixing low melt solder on already solder on board. Once I'm done with this part, we're going to use heat and melt the solder from the bottom. So it's popped off. Do we see any damage to the pads? And 0 damage. So we did it good. Okay, well, it seems like it wasn't recording this angle. So what we did here, this was the original charging port. It was in this location, and we just kept applying lots of heat in the same location until the solder right here softened. And when the solder melted, I was able to just pull off the charging port. Okay, so once we remove the charging port, we're gonna go ahead and clean the area that it was in, and then we'll add a new one. We're gonna use some flux. Okay, we removed the majority of solder. And now we're gonna heat it from the bottom. Just like the same way as we removed the port, we're gonna add a new port. As we're heating, you wanna press down, and you wanna hold it and make sure both layers, the top and bottom layer, melt. So we're gonna be here for a while. Okay, that should be good. Continue holding, don't stop. You could remove. Let's take a look underneath the microscope and see how our pins are. So let's test them and see if they're solid. Solid, solid, solid. They're all solid. None are moving. We did a good job. A very good job, actually. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and anchor it down. We have the 2 anchors right here. We're gonna go ahead now, add solder on both of these bottom anchors and flip it upside down and add solder on both of the top anchors. And this part is the easy part. You wanna add a decent amount so it won't fall off or break as you're putting in the charging port. Looks good, let's flip it. This area is a mess from the old liquid or whatever damage it had. Let's touch this up. Let's clean and test. So this is how the new charging port looks. Looks pretty good, brand new. So let's reassemble and test. If you guys are enjoying this video by now and have watched up until this point, I do suggest to like and subscribe. Definitely does help out the channel. Okay, the fan goes back in place. Heatsink in place. We're going to replug this battery. And then plug in this very last cable. Okay, everything is in place. Let's close it up and test. Will it work? We don't know. Let's throw on the charger and we say Bismillah. So currently it wasn't charging on this cable, so I have on a currently stronger charging station, and it is showing that it's charging. I'm gonna give it a few minutes and then we'll get back to it and see if it actually does turn on or not. So wish us luck. I had this on the charger for another maybe 25 minutes and we got to this screen and it doesn't get past it. It turns back off and shows the charging. So this job was unsuccessful. I think it is the M92 chip. I've done a few of those in the past before, but I'm not too sure. If you guys have an idea, let me know down below. We can probably do a part 2 on this. I don't know, we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.